Hi there, it's Gabriel here, SEO manager at Hike SEO, and in this video we'll be talking about internal linking, how to link between pages on a website effectively for SEO. Let's dive in. So in this video, you'll learn what it is all about, why internal linking is important, the different types of internal links and where you can find them. We're going to be talking about an internal linking strategy and how to create one and the best way about it. The best practices around internal linking from Google's perspective, and some FAQs, some frequently asked questions. All right, let's get started. So what are internal links, first of all? So internal links are hyperlinks that connect different pages or resources within the same website or domain. So they're not external links where they point to a different website. They point to different other pages on the same website. So used to navigate between different sections of a website, make it easier for users, and we'll explore other reasons why they're important as well. It helps users and search engines discover and explore the content on the website more effectively and efficiently as well. So what is internal linking? Well, internal linking is the process of creating internal links effectively and correctly throughout a website. And it is an ongoing process for websites that continue to add or update content. Why is internal linking so important to SEO? Great question. Firstly, it creates relationships between content pieces. So it establishes contextual connections between website content, and it guides visitors to explore related topics or articles. And that basically enhances their user experience within the website domain, and it leads them to additional information and insights that they might find interesting or valuable. So here's a quick diagram of different pages. And this is a hierarchical structured page from the home page to the category level to the end pages. And you can see the arrows. These are different internal links pointing to one another to different pages that users and search engines can navigate through. So it creates relationships between these content pieces, as you've seen in that diagram. It increases visitor engagement, reduces bounce rates, and boosts conversion rates. So this also helps search engines understand the page and topic relationships for effective indexing and ranking of those pages. It assists search engines to better discover content. So it helps search engines discover and index pages on the site itself because it can find those pages using those links. It also facilitates crawler navigation for new and updated content. So let's say you add some new pages and then you link to them. It makes it much easier for search engines to discover those new pages. It distributes link equity and passes authority to those pages. So every internal link distributes page authority to the page that it points to. That's assuming that it's a follow link. If it's a no follow link, it won't. But in the case for internal linking, you always want it to be a follow link, unless it's a page you don't want to be followed, for example. It shares link juice from high authority pages to the linked ones to enhance the rankings of those pages. So this is another great thing. It can boost those new pages that you've just published with established authoritative pages just by linking from them. And it highlights which content is valuable. So if a page on a site has a lot of internal links pointing to it, that's a signal, that's a sign that that page is really important because a lot of links are pointing to it. It's like little votes, and the more votes, the more popular it is. So it also allows users to easily navigate the website as well. So clear, relevant links help users find desired information quickly and easily. It also allows them to transition seamlessly between topics or sections on the site. Makes it easy to navigate. Encourages content exploration and boosts user satisfaction and retention. So here's an example on Apple's site. You have the internal links in the menu here. Those are the main ones. and you can easily navigate to the different sections of the site. You can go to store, you can go to the Mac section, iPhone section, all of these pages you can easily go to because they've done an excellent job at internal linking in the menu area. It also builds information hierarchy for the website. So what does this mean? It establishes a logical flow of information from broader topics to more specific details. It makes it easier for users and search engines to understand the relationships between different content pieces. Like, is this a pillar piece? Is this a main piece, a piece that you definitely want users to explore? And then, or is this a piece that's supplementary to a main content piece, for example? Let's talk about some different types of internal links. So firstly, as you've just seen in that example, navigational links are a type of internal link. It's seen so many times that you might not consider it as an internal link, but it is. So menu items or links within the menu or that are prominently displayed on a website's header or top section, these are navigational links. And it provides users with easy access to key areas, key sections within the site, so that they can navigate to them easily. Breadcrumb links. So basically, these are a hierarchical navigation aid located near the top of a web page, and they're typically seen on e-commerce websites with categories and subcategories. For example, let's say you're on the t-shirts page, you'll see something like this. You might be on the home, from the home you went to the menswear, and the menswear site you went to the t-shirts page, and then you can see where you are in the structure of the site. And then you can also click on, let's say, menswear to go up to the category level, or you can click on home and go to home page. So it makes navigation much easier, but all those are also internal links. So here's an example on Waterstones. At the top left here, you'll see that this specific book is located in the popular psychology and the self-help section, and you can click on those, and those are internal links that go to those categories. Footer links are also important. So footer links are located at the bottom or the footer of a website. Often include important information such as contact details, privacy policies, terms of services, and quick access links to essential pages that you want users to find on every single page that they're on. So here's an example for Apple's footer. There's actually a lot of links, and they're organized as well into different sections. So it makes it easy for a user to find the links that they want. And search engines can easily find those different sections by crawling that footer that's available on every single page. Sidebar links. So links are placed on a website sidebar on the left or the right side. Doesn't really matter, but it depends on the site. And it usually provides navigation or access to specific sections or related content. So let's say you're on a specific category page. It might have a sidebar with specific links that relate to that category. So it might be narrowing in on more detailed subsections of the site. It's commonly used to offer supplementary links without cluttering the main content area, the core area with the actual content. Contextual links. These are very, very important, and you'll hear that word quite a lot in SEO. So these are links embedded within the body copy, within the main content piece, like an article or a page or whatnot. And it provides additional information or directs users to related articles, resources, or sources. And it enhances the reader's understanding of the topic, provides extra resources for them to visit and check out. So these hold the most value when it comes to passing on authority to other pages, because if it's just in the footer or the sidebar, it's much easier to kind of miss, and it's not a section which users typically put most of their attention to. Most of the attention goes on the content piece itself. Structural links. So you have things like navigational menus, category listings, sitemaps. These basically show you the structure of a site from a hierarchical point of view, and typically list quite a few links in there, especially when it comes to sitemaps. It helps organize and connect different parts of the website. So it's almost like the core skeleton of a site. Really important. And it makes it much easier for users and search engines to navigate and understand the site's architecture and how it's laid out. So let's talk about creating an internal linking strategy. And it's important to have a strategy for this because just wildly linking to pages could cause some havoc in your SEO. So that's why we want to do it correctly. So it gives you the most benefit in terms of rankings and organic traffic. So step 1 is determine the website structure. And this is where you would understand what pages exist on your website and the structural hierarchy between them. Like, how do they relate to each other? Is there category pages? Are there subcategories? Are there clusters of different topics under a certain page? How does it actually look? So what you would do is you can export the XML sitemap or just a sitemap into a spreadsheet with all the links of the site, and then sort or categorize them by section. If you don't have a sitemap, you can also use a web crawler, and then it will list all the links that it crawls in the site, and you can grab that list and put it into a spreadsheet. And then what I usually do is I organize it by alphabetical order, so it automatically categorizes them in the different hierarchical sections. So this will be easier when you have it in this format to get a bird's eye view of your site. You can just scroll down and see how it's being structured and organized. Step 2 is to flag important content. So this is where you would highlight the most important pages on your website that you absolutely want your audience to discover and read. So these are often known as pillar pieces or pillar content. And these will help you build topic clusters around in the future. So topic clusters are basically you have, let's say, a pillar piece, and then you have related articles or pages that link off from that provide additional content and related information to that topic. So now we want to also, after selecting the pillar pieces, link to them from the most appropriate places. So it could be the main menu, a sidebar that's quite prominent, or contextual links from other content pieces. And it depends where you link from it, because also it's important to realize how important they are. So if it's quite an important piece, like a main category, then definitely have it in the menu. And then also if you mention that category topic in, let's say, a blog article, it's important to link to it as well. Step 3 is to create topic clusters and add contextual links. So for each pillar piece, find related pages across the website that are within the page structure hierarchy, or come up with topics to form new pages around. And this is where you would then link out from the pillar page to any child pages or any related pages that relate to that topic or basically has been mentioned within that pillar piece content. Step 4 is to identify high authority pages. So this is where you would identify pages with the highest page authority. And these typically are pages that have acquired quite a few backlinks and link equity from these backlinks. And you can just check out your different SEO softwares and stats to see which ones might have the highest page authority. So you can link from these pages to any relevant pages to share and pass on some of that link equity. So it's almost like sharing that authority with other pages on your site. So it gives them advantage to start ranking higher as well. Step 5 is to link hierarchical pages. And so if not already, enable breadcrumb links on your sites. This is if you have at least 2 levels of a hierarchy. Some sites are quite small, especially small businesses. They might just have 10, 20 pages and it's just one level. So then in that case, don't worry about breadcrumb links. This more has to do when you have, let's say, categories, or let's say a services page that has multiple levels of services, or products page, which goes really deep, like 2 or 3 different categories, and you really want to have a more structure, and that's where breadcrumbs come in handy. So link down from the parent pages to the child pages, and also don't forget to link up from the child pages to the parent pages. So obviously from child pages to parent pages, breadcrumbs cover that, but also remember from parent pages, like category level pages, make sure to link down. And generally, if there's like a blog category, generally it lists all the articles in that category and it automatically links them because it lists a link to each one. So that's fine, but just keep an eye out if you do that manually. Step 6 is to add related, new, and popular post section. So this is another way to enhance internal linking. So if you have a blog, make sure to add a related or new posts or popular post section at the end of each article at the bottom. You've seen this a lot on news sites where at the bottom it recommends 2, 3, or 4 different related articles, or the current popular ones or the newest ones, for example. And this will automatically create relevant internal links and boost the page authority on those pages, especially if they're new and they haven't received any backlinks or any link equity. Step 7 is to add navigational links. So add the key or the pillar pages to the most appropriate navigational sections of your site. For example, the main menu, specific sidebar menus that are relevant, or category level menus if they're, let's say, subcategories. So this is where you would add these important pages, because you want your users, you want search engines to discover these as the most important pages on your site. So this helps also for easy navigation. Let's dive into the best practices for internal linking. So it's important first to use keyword-rich anchor text. So anchor text is basically the text that is highlighted by the hyperlink. And you'll see this, you've probably seen it a million times browsing the web, but it's really crucial for optimizing both the user experience and the search engine visibility. So what you want to do is you want to include relevant keywords that relate to that page that you're linking to, the topic of that page. So it should be clear and it should be descriptive cues about the content that the users or the search engines can expect to find on that linked page. And that is the best practice. That's how you would use anchor text correctly. So here's an example on Hike's technical SEO page. We've linked to page A, which is about website crawling. Well, crawl a website. So we can clearly see it's about website crawling. Page B is about page indexing, search engine indexing. And page C is about 404 pages. So you can see that we've used this, and it's also naturally linked to. So we haven't necessarily included an exact match keyword for the exact keyword that we want that page to target. Instead, we use it naturally so that it talks about the same topic, but it could be phrased differently. So then ensure that anchor text feels natural, like I just showed you, and contextually relevant within the content. So again, we don't want to just force it in there. We don't want to make it sound awkward when you read it, any of that. We want it to be naturally occurring. Remember that over-optimization, also known as keyword stuffing or putting in keywords, inserting it into locations that it really shouldn't be or sounds unnatural, can actually hurt your SEO. So we want to avoid that at all costs. So linking to important pages, very important. Strategically link to important pages, key pages, pillar pages, like the home pages, product service pages, or cornerstone pages as well. And that's really key because those are the pages we want our customers, our visitors to discover first and primarily. So these are critical information pieces. It also highlights these pages as significant to search engines, so it helps with the ranking of those pages as well. Use different anchor text for different pages. This is another common mistake, especially for beginners. So you want to vary the anchor text, and you want to make it clear to users and search engines what each linked page is about. So you don't want to use the exact same anchor text for two different pages. especially if they're talking about two different topics. That will confuse users, and it will confuse search engines as well. So it just will throw everything off. So you want to use it specifically to what that page is about, and use varying anchor text as well. Audit internal links with Google Search Console. So use Google Search Console via the link section, so you'll find that in the left-hand menu, to audit existing internal links, and you'll see them all listed there. So it's a useful function that you can see how well you are linking within your site. So you can easily spot broken links, crawl errors, or orphan pages. Orphan pages are pages that do not have any internal links pointing to them. So we want to make sure that at least you have at least one, but better at least two or more internal links pointing to every single page. That makes it easier to find and easier to crawl. So here's an example of the Google Search Console link section. You'll see that there's the page, it lists the page. It also lists the number of internal links to that page as well. So that's really useful to see which pages actually have kind of almost the most votes in that sense, or the most popularity. Put links higher up on the page. So links positioned nearer to the top of your content are more likely to catch the user's attention, because not everybody reads past a certain point. Some people just skim the first paragraph or the first few paragraphs, and if your link is further down, they might miss that. So this enhances discoverability, usability, as well as click-through rates as well, because if it's higher up, most users who land in that section most likely to click on that. Ensure links are do follow and not no follow. So basically, by default, a link is do follow. Otherwise, if you go into the link code and it's specified as no follow, you want to remove that, because then it won't pass any sort of link equity on, and it'll stop search engines from going to that page. So you want to make sure that all of the internal links are do follow. So if defined within the link code, the no follow links don't pass any authority on, and basically stop search engines from visiting that page, and basically inhibits crawling performance. So you want to make sure that there's just do follow links on your internal links. Link strategically from the homepage. So the homepage is the most authoritative and heavily visited page on a website. So you want to be highly selective as to which pages or sections that you link to, as the homepage can really benefit those pages significantly with the page authority that it has. Because most people, when they link to a website, most of them link to the homepage. Yes, they may also link to specific pages on the site, but generally speaking, most of the backlinks go to the homepage, and that's where the authority collects as well from all the internal links. It is the most authoritative page. And so when you link from that homepage to other key areas of your page, it passes some of that page authority, that link equity on. So you want to do that strategically to pages who really need that boost. Avoid internal link automation. So I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying just be careful with it. Some plugins or software might automate internal links, and it depends what context it automates. If it's breadcrumbs, that's great. If it's other situations, just be careful, because sometimes these links can lack context and relevance that manually linking provides. So for example, if you have a keyword and it automatically highlights that keyword across the entire site, that might not be the best option. You might need a more intelligent software that actually looks at the context of it, understands the content, the specific topic, and all of that. Just be careful when you do have software that does that, because it could be counterproductive. First duplicate link has priority. So it's common to link more than once in a resource, and it's perfectly okay. But you need to understand that search engines typically give the most weight to the first occurrence of that link. So let's say you're reading down an article, the first link, that gets the priority, and that anchor text gets that kind of priority as well before it looks at the other ones. So that's why you want to make sure that when you do link more than once, make sure that the first occurrence has the most relevant anchor text and is in the position that you want it to be. Avoid orphan pages. I believe I hinted at that earlier, but orphan pages are pages that have no incoming internal links from other pages on the same site. That's why they're orphaned. And it makes it difficult for users and search engines to actually discover that link, that page. And so that's why we want to at least have one internal link. But ideally, 2 to 3 is the good practice to do. So minimum 1, but ideally 2 to 3. Avoid pages with a single incoming internal link. So like I said, minimum. So try to avoid just one. And the reason why is because they have very limited doorways to the actual page. So think of an internal link as a doorway to a specific page. If you just have one doorway, it's very difficult for someone to find that one door. But if you have like 2, 3, 4, 5 different doors, it's much easier to discover that page in a site. So aim to at least 2 to 3 minimum. Beware of crawl depth. So crawl depth is how deep a page is located within a website's hierarchy. And it can be just a flat one-level website. It could be 2 levels, like the category level, or it could be 3 levels with multiple levels deep. So the deeper a page is in a hierarchy, the less likely it is to be crawled and also discovered by users. And ideally, in a best practice sense, any page should not be more than 3 clicks away from the home page. So let's say you're on the home page and you click on a category level page. So you're landed on a category, so that's 1 click. You click to a subcategory page, that's 2 clicks. And then you click on the final page, the article, that's 3 clicks. I would not go deeper than that. So this allows for easier user and search engine navigation. So let's dive into some frequently asked questions about internal linking. So what is the difference between internal and external linking? Great question. So internal linking happens within a website domain and within one single website, whereas external linking happens when linking out to other sites. That's why it's called external. It's external to your website. So if you're sending them to like a resource or a partner site or whatnot. And external links are valuable because they can provide additional information, references, or citations that you might not have on the site. How many internal links are too many? That's a common question. There's no fixed number that has too many internal links. However, this depends on various factors like the size of the website, the complexity of the content, and the user experience on that site. So you want to provide helpful links that enhances the user's understanding and the navigation within the site. And that's the general rule of thumb. And however many links that equates to, that's what it is, and that's good practice. How do you find the best internal linking opportunities? Great question. So start with a content audit of your website, inspecting basically all the content on your site, all the pages available. Like I said previously, you can do go to your sitemap, put it in a spreadsheet, and then you can get a high-level view of all the pages available. And you want to go through and identify high-quality, evergreen content, the content that doesn't grow stale over time. So news content generally isn't evergreen content. Evergreen content more is like topics that you can talk about in a year, 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years from now, and they're still relevant. And you want to find these pages that receive significant traffic or has specific relevance to other pages on your site. And so make sure that you consider how the links can enhance the reader's experience on those pages. So you can use tools like Google Analytics to search for related keywords to discover which pages might benefit from additional internal links. How do you audit existing internal links? Good question. So you can create a list of your site's pages and URLs and manually check each page for internal links. Just go through, see if it has any links. If not, basically scan for any relevant keywords or phrases that relate to other pages on the site. And also look for broken links and make sure you fix them. So links that go to 404 pages. So make sure you test all the links on there and make sure they work. Review the anchor text for the links. Make sure they're relevant, make sure they're natural, organic, and they relate to the topic of the page they link to. And then identify any new pages or content that you could link to. Like I said, scan through, look for keywords, think about what other pages that you could link to that relate to those. So let's talk about Hike SEO. You can see in the action engine that it flags up certain actions to be taken on your site to improve your SEO. So for example, in this one, it says optimize your anchor text to improve the SEO for your target keywords. So Hike also flags up anchor text things. So it's really important to go to your action section at the top menu and check out if there's any actions that relate to internal links. So thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions about internal linking, do let me know. And if you haven't yet signed up for Hike SEO, make sure that you do, because it can provide a wealth of information and actions to improve your SEO, especially if you're a brand new beginner, don't know anything about SEO, or you're an agency who serves small businesses or beginners. It's a great tool all around and has everything that you'll need to start increasing in your rankings and getting more organic traffic. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.